Hello, you've caught me practicing scales. Now, scales are very important to get your fingers in control of the instrument which you're playing. It gives your fingers lots of control and it gives you confidence, and you play better if you understand what fingering to use, because the scale fingering appears in all your tunes that you play. If I've been away on holiday, when I come home, the first thing I do is do at least half an hour, 40 minutes of scales to get my fingers working again, because by practicing scales, I'm really practicing little parts of every tune that I'm going to play in my next concert. Now, I'm not suggesting that you spend too long doing scales, especially if you're a home player, you're playing for fun, you're playing for enjoyment. I mean, look at what you can do, look at how black that is. That's a book of scales. Pages and pages of blackness, oh my word, it's not easy. But I can make it a little bit easier, because with the let's just take some major scales and perhaps a couple of minors, and I'll help you, especially if you're going to take an exam, I can help you to wipe out a few of these pages. Because with scales, the important thing is to know which note takes the fourth finger, because that gives you the code for all the scales that you're about to play. Knowing where the fourth finger lands sets out the fingering for the whole scale. Come over the keyboard and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, we're talking right hand major scales. Now, if I were to say to you, in the scale of C, finger number 4 comes on B. It's poetry. In the scale of C, 4 is on B. So now I know the fingering for the whole scale, because when I go 1, 2, 3, is my fourth on F? No, it's not. The fourth finger is on B. So that gives me the clue, or the cue, shall we say, as to when to turn. 1, 2, 3, no, 4 not yet. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4 is on B, so we know it's safe. 4 on B, and when I come down again, now what do I turn, 4 or 3? The note is E, and I know that 4 is on B, so I know I have to turn 3. Now I can turn 4, now I can turn 3. So in the scale of C, 4 is on B, and nowhere else. And that lays out the fingering for the whole scale. Now let's do flat keys. In flat keys, the fourth finger falls on B flat every time. Let's start with F. 4 on B flat. But when we get to the top, we have to cheat. It's the only exception. It's the one time we use the fourth finger again just to turn us round. Look, 4 on F, but now 4 is on B flat every time. In flat scales, we always start by pointing to the flat, but then as soon as we've done that, we know that the fourth is on the B flat. So, scale of B flat major. 4 on the B flat. Turn onto the F. 4 on B flat. And so on and so forth. In the scale of E flat, we start by pointing to the E flat. 3 on the A flat. The fourth is always on B flat. Likewise, in A flat, we start by pointing to the A flat. And the fourth will always be on the subsequent B flats. And in sharp keys, like G and D and A, the fourth finger falls on the last sharp written in the key signature. So for instance, in the key of G, there is only one sharp, and that's F sharp. And guess what? F sharp takes the fourth finger. So we go 1, 2, 3, alarm bells ring, you have to turn to put the thumb on the C, 4 on F sharp. Try and do the scales in rhythm. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Or I used to teach by saying, think of an old steam train, chuffa, 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 chuff. That way you're not thinking numbers, you're thinking rhythm. Chuffa, chuffa. So you can concentrate on which finger numbers to put on the right notes. Chuffa, 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 chuffa. Not too fast. I always play a little bit too fast. Shouldn't do that. There. So in G, the fourth finger is on F sharp. Now D major has two sharps, F sharp and C sharp. We write F sharp first, followed by C sharp. And so in D major, it's the C sharp that gets the fourth finger. 4 on C sharp, turn. As long as you know 4 comes only on C sharp. Now in A, key of A major, the third sharp we write is G sharp. We write F sharp first, we write C sharp, and then we write G sharp. And it's the G sharp that gets the fourth finger. And that lays out the fingering for all the sharp scales. E major, the fourth sharp we write F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp. F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, and it's the D sharp that's invited to have the fourth finger. So now we turn 3, 4. In playing scales, it's always important to keep that rhythm. It helps your hands synchronise when you're playing two hands at once. And one more important thing to tell you is that when you turn, use your wrists slightly. See, the moment I've let go of the first note, I'm thinking about turning, I'm using my wrist just to help to swing the thumb under. Look, watch, 1, 2, 3. Now I'm already turning my wrist slightly to turn the thumb under. And I'm not going to waggle my elbow as if I'm a bird taking off. That's a mistake. Lift your hand, keep your hand reasonably high, not too high. Bend your fingers slightly and use your wrist to help you turn. And to synchronise, play them in rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4, chuffa, 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 chuffa. Anyway, good luck with those scales. Keep them in rhythm. And remember, it's where the fourth finger falls, which lays out the fingering for the whole scale. Good luck with your scales, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for listening.